Hi everyone! Today I want to share a stamp set that I have been playing with recently that I just love, and it is a host stamp set, which means that you have to earn it with a larger order or by having a group order that goes in with under your name. But I want to let you know that I share my host rewards. I always have my own events. I have stamp camps and card buffets and things like that. So I'm always the hostess, which means I always get the hostess rewards. However, I like to share those with my customers. So I have a rewards tracking sheet and a punch card that I let my customers keep track of their purchases, and then when they reach a certain level they can then choose a free stamp set or a free class, and you can even choose a host set. So even though this is a host stamp set, you can get it if you use my frequent buyer rewards program, or my punch card if you're one of my in-person attendees. Anyway, it's called Hand Delivered. It's really fun, and I'm using some Stampin Blends on here. So we're going to do some coloring, and I wanted to show you the blends as well as the stamp set because the Stampin Blends are really fun. I'm enjoying them, and there's some new colors coming out in the holiday catalog, which goes live in I think just a week. So anyway, the hand-delivered stamp set, as you can see, we've got some legs here. And then different things that this person can be carrying in their hands. They're hand delivering a cake, a stack of books, a bunch of balloons, and a little sign. And you can put things in the sign and have those be your greeting. And then there's also some extra greetings. There's some patterns that you can put in the skirt. And it's just really fun, and I used it for Blends class that I did last month, and everybody who made it just thought this card was darling. So we made this card, which is now kind of messed up because it fell into the ink pad at one point and it got ripped. So I'm going to make another one. But anyway, you can see how I use the blends, and blends look so great on a balloon. See how you've got light spots, light spots and dark spots, some shadows for the balloons in the background. It's just a really, the balloons just look great with Stampin' Blends, but so do other things. And I want to show you the difference between using blends, Stampin' Blends, and your markers, your Stampin' Write markers. I love Stampin' Write markers, and for smaller images, they work great, and they look cute. This still looks really adorable. But look at the difference. So here you can, I tried really hard to not show brush strokes, but you still got some in there. Her skirt, you can, I tried to get some shadows in the folds, and you can do some stuff with the markers that's pretty, and it still looks like a cute card. That's cute all by itself. But I just think this one, you can just really see the difference well here. Another option for coloring, if you don't want to do the blends and you still love this collection of cards, you can use the watercolor pencils. Those work really wonderful for coloring. You can paint with our ink and an aqua painter. So there's other, you don't have to do the blends. I just thought I would show them because they just really highlight nicely on the balloons, and that's what I'm going to do here. So this is a card we're going to make in the video, and I thought I would also show you some other cards. Here is the person carrying a cake. So that's really cute. My cake is kind of, she might drop it. It's kind of going off to the side. It's tilted just the slightest bit. Anyway, so this is the cake, and I love this sequin embossing folder, so then I added some extra sequins to kind of really play off the background on that one. And this one I was going to give to a teacher, and so I've got a stack of books and the apple on top. I thought this embossing folder was cute. It's called Sparkle, but it looks like little plus signs, and it's cute. So this is a thank you card for a teacher. And so you've got a little collection of cards with that stamp set, which I find adorable. So let's make this card and get started. When I have a specials class, I tend to do a lot of work ahead of time for people. So I already embossed the background. It's embossed with the large dots. I think it's what it's called. Okay, it's called Polka Dot Basics. Polka Dot Basics. Really cute. I love the circles, and they worked nicely with the balloons since the balloons are super circular on this particular image. Anyway, so it's called Polka Dot Basics. It's a fun embossing folder. And then I've got, and that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got my card base. And then I cut this little strip here, which is 5 1/4 by 3. Now you do need kind of a lot for the balloon image. It's the largest of the images for the stamp set. And it comes in two pieces. You've got the legs and then you've got the balloons. And the first time I stamped it, I don't know why, in my head I thought the strings should go straight down. So when I put it on the block, I put it with the strings going straight down, and I stamped it, and obviously it didn't line up then because the woman was sideways. See how the balloon strings trail off to the side. So you want to be careful to line up her skirt with the rest of her body. That's the only little trick there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the balloons, and I'm going to ink them up. I wanted to start with the balloons because I want to make sure I leave enough space for them. They're the largest image in the set. And I'm using Memento ink because when you use Stampin Blends, they are an alcohol-based marker, so you need to make sure not to use an alcohol-based black, because then the two colors will blend together, because you can blend with markers, alcohol markers, and you don't want to blend your outline. You don't want that black line to bleed. Make sure again that you're looking at her waistline and make sure that it's going straight. And now I'm going to do her legs. There we go. Okay, so now I've got my little image to color. We'll do a couple of balloons completely, and then I'll speed up the video while I do the rest because I don't want you to have to watch me color. It's a little bit time consuming. I'm using Poppy Parade, Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, and Smoky Slate. I'm missing a Poppy Parade. Let me find it real quick. I've also got the Ivory. Okay. There is a collection now. The collection of blends is getting really large. I think there are 28 or 29. I'm not sure how many color combinations there are now. And each one has a dark and a light. And then there's a collection of neutrals that you can use for skin tones or animal tones or backgrounds. So the neutrals are really nice. Here we go. I think I'm going to start right in the center here, and I'm going to use the Pool Party. So they have a small tip and a brush tip. When I do my first coat, I like to give it kind of a coat with the brush tip to start. And I left a little area white. That's going to be just a little shine from the light reflecting on the balloon. We know balloons are nice and shiny, and that'll help give it a nice rounded full look too. So that's my first coat, and then I'm going to go over with the darker. Now some people like to start dark to light, so I think this is something you're going to have to play with and see what you like. I'm going to add some dark highlights around the edges. And in a little bit. And then I'm going to go back with the light, but this time I'm going to use that blunt bullet tip or blunt nib, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to make little circular motions right along that blend line to kind of blend it in so you don't get that, see that line there. I'm going to blend that line in so it's more of a fade. Now I'm going to go back to the brush tip and do some smoothing out of this area. I might make my reflection a little smaller. There. Okay, so I've got my pool party balloon. Now you're going to take a look at your image and see where the darkest areas are. Some of these areas in here are going to be really dark. This one back here is going to be really dark, and in here, and that's where you're going to really lay down a lot of color. And it does bleed through. So see the back? Sometimes the back is really interesting, I have to say. So the back is going to bleed through. So if you're going to stamp on something like an envelope, for example, don't think you can't do it. Certainly still do, but throw a piece of paper inside there so you can make a really cute little image on the corner of your envelope and not have it bleed through to the back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do another one, and maybe I'll still do it in real time and then I'll start speeding up. So let's maybe do this little Daffodil Delight one. So again, I'm going to start with a full coat, and I'm going to give the light color. And then I'm going to go with my dark. I really want to make sure I get this dark here where the balloon is going to cast a shadow from the one in front, and the edge so that it appears rounded. And now I'm going to take that nib end and blend those two tones together. You don't want to work in a huge area, you want to work in a small area. So I wouldn't do all the yellows at the same time, for example. I would do one balloon with the light and then do the next balloon light and dark. I would do light and dark individually on each balloon, because what happens is you want to get them blending when they are still freshly down. If you know, because they do dry a little. You know, alcohol dries fast, and it works best, I think, when you work in a small area so that the first layer is not completely dry when you start up on it. Alright, so I've got my Daffodil Delight balloon. I'm going to soften that a little bit more. There we go. Okay, see it's bleeding through. There. So now I'm going to finish, and I'm going to speed up the video, and feel free to ask me any questions you might have in the comment section too, because I'd be happy to explain if you miss something when I speed it up. I kind of think speeding it up is good because I don't want the video to be too long, but if speeding it up is not good, let me know. Okay, there we have our colored image all done, and I'm going to assemble the card. See, isn't that back cute? I wonder if you could intentionally use the back, like maybe go a little heavier and have this kind of soft effect. It's really interesting, I think. Okay, I offset this just a little bit. This is actually a design from the catalog. I love using the catalog for inspiration. I think it's a great tool, and I'm going to trim that just a hair. Almost had it upside down. So I think Stampin' Blends are great. I think that you should give them a try. I think coloring is therapeutic anyway. And there's a lot of great images in the catalog that work well with coloring. So whether you use the watercolor pencils or the markers or the blends or aqua painter, love using the aqua painter and ink to paint. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. And you know, currently there's a special promotion going on, and it's got watercolor pencils in a new color combination. You should check that out. Watercolor assortment 2. It's only until the end of September, so actually, I'm sorry, August. I forget what month it is. It's only until the end of August, so if you get in now, you can grab them, and then they say that they might be available in a future publication, but that I know they're not in the Christmas catalog, because I have the Christmas catalog, the holiday, so they probably wouldn't be available until the spring. And they're just a really great color combination. I've got those up on my blog, Beth's Paper Cuts. Check that out. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel and check me out on Facebook, which is also Beth's Paper Cuts. I will be sure to keep you updated on what's on sale. These little wooden elements, they don't come in this little container, they come on a sheet, but we used up all the stars at Stamp Camp, so I'm going to use hearts on this one. They're super cute. I love these little wooden elements. See if I can find a tiny one. There he is. I have everything pointed out at my blog post. It talks about the frequent buyer rewards. That's a little tab. You can download the tracking sheet. I've got item numbers for everything used and everything you need. And again, if you have any questions about Stampin' Blends or my classes, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to chat, especially on my Facebook page too. So there you go. There is the hand-delivered host set and the balloons, which I think are really fun. And then again, the cake is really fun. You can even dress this up for a wedding. The cake one, I think, is really great. And a teacher, or this could be on a back to school for, you know, your child who's going off to college, or you know, just graduated too. There's a congratulations, and this could be a fun little image on a scrapbook page of a back to school page. So these can be used on scrapbooks and cards. I think they're really fun. It's a great stamp set. I hope you'll check it out. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!